What's going on, guys? It's Alex Lee here with Quantity Media. So I'm about to be hopping on a call with an athlete that played underneath Deion Sanders for Jackson State University. And we're going to be hopping on a call with him talking about NIL deals, content creation, and we'll be talking about how it was, being the backup quarterback, playing underneath Shedeur Sanders, and, playing underneath the coaching staff and the head coach, Deion Sanders. So I'm interested to see what this conversation is going to be like. Just trying to see his outlook on things and get to know him as a person. So stay tuned, guys. I'm interested to see what's happening. How you doing, my brother?
I'm all is well. I'm up here in New Jersey right now, freezing my butt off. So
You a New Jersey boy?
yeah, I am.
Okay. So Matthew Vitale?
Yep, Matthew Vitale. Yep.
All right. So are you Italian? Are you Hispanic?
Yeah, I'm Sicilian.
Sicilian?
Yeah, so
Wow.
it's it falls under the category of Italian, even though it's not really. It's an island right off the coast of Italy, in between Spain, Africa, and Italy.
Okay, because I'm about to say, man, I'm pretty good at geography, but I never heard of Sicilia. Wait, actually,
Oh, yeah.
I may have. It's like you said, it's a small island, right?
Yeah, it's like if you picture Italy, and then you look at the boot.
Right.
It's like the boot is kicking like the little soccer. It looks like a soccer ball.
Right.
That's
Hold on.
Sicily.
So you telling me, baby, you an island boy? You an island boy?
I am I'm an island boy. I can't help it. I got Irish roots too. So Irish
Okay.
is the north is an island too.
Yeah, bro. First off, I appreciate you for hopping on, and second off, your energy, bro. Fucking love it. Like that's good energy right here.
Likewise,
You know what I mean?
you already know what it is.
Yes, sir. You already know the vibes, baby. But no, appreciate you for taking the time to hop on this call, bro. I simply just want to get to know you as a person, see what you got going on. And,
Yeah.
obviously you played underneath Jackson State University, right? So
Yeah, for sure.
I want to see how that transition was from being, the New Jersey boy coming down to the SIP, because I'm from Mississippi, right? You don't see a lot of Asian people here in Mississippi, but
Not at
I'm
all.
one of the few. And I
Yeah.
want to get, a close glimpse of how it was for you coming down to Mississippi, playing underneath the coaching staff of Deion Sanders, obviously being the backup quarterback of Shedeur Sanders. So, yeah, bro, I want to talk about all those things. Is that okay?
Yeah, of course. Let's do it.
Let's do it, bro. So, first and foremost, man, how are you doing as a person?
I'm doing very well. I just had to get because I'm not at Jackson State anymore. So
Right.
like the regime, it's over. The regime is over. The run is over.
Oh, man.
It's a transition for everybody. I think there's a lot of kids that are there at the school still, but even they're transitioning too. So
Wow. We're going to get into all that. We're going to get into all that juiciness, bro.
Yeah.
So you're from New Jersey. How old are you, bro?
I'm 25.
You're 25. And so let's go ahead and just jump straight into it, man. You're the quarterback. So what do you have going on right now?
So I was considering if I wanted to opt into one more year of playing collegiate football or if I was going to make a run for professional football. So I had an indoor contract offer to play in a team in Illinois that I was considering, but I just signed a contract yesterday to go play overseas in
Wow.
Europe for a Polish team.
Okay.
There's a team in Poland, the Polish national team.
Okay.
And then I'm going to transition into the European League of Football over there where you play every other country. But I'll be based out in Poland.
That's a
It's kinda
huge transition.
Yes. it
Wow. You went from New Jersey to Mississippi to Europe. Wow.
Yes, it's crazy.
So are you going to school over? Are you going to
Yeah.
be going over to school over there or strictly ball?
No school. It's just strictly football. It's my job.
Wow.
So I'm
All right,
looking
bro.
forward- looking forward
So
to that.
I saw that post of you. You're signing cards. Is that what it was for?
No, that was just that was a different NIL deal. That was through a company called Champleats.
Yeah.
And I got contacted or connected with them through Open Doors, which is like one of the NIL platforms that make it accessible
Right.
to contact all these businesses and stuff.
Right.
And they did a spotlight on my junior college season. I played junior college football out in Cali.
Okay. Dang, bro,
And
you've been all over the place.
yeah, I've been traveling around. Football's taken me so many places, and I
Jeez.
never would have expected it because my whole life I just wanted to stay in Jersey and represent one of my hometown schools. That was
Right.
really what I planned on doing because I'm like very family oriented.
Okay.
And I have a lot of friends that I'm super close with, and I didn't picture myself truly leaving. I just pictured myself playing for Temple, which I graduated from Temple and played there for a little bit, but Temple or Rutgers or something like that. And just trying to put my home city on the spotlight.
For sure, bro. And
but no,
yeah,
it happened. I just traveled all around, so I wouldn't really change it.
That's good.
Looking back on it is what it is. But
yeah, and I love to hear that you're a family oriented guy, because so am I, right? So, and I know the Italian, y'all be fist pumping, y'all be eating, a lot of Italian food and get the whole gang together. So, hey man, I know the vibes. But I don't know if you know, but we hopped on an interview with Dennis Collin, the Popeye meme kid.
Yes.
Yeah, so, later on in a bit, I want to talk to you about NIL deals as well, right?
Okay. Yeah.
But yeah, I appreciate you for letting me know, what you got going on. What made you, let me ask you this, what made you decide to go to a HBCU school? Like, how did that transition go from, New Jersey to Mississippi? Tell me, who recruited you? What was going on?
Okay, so unlike most places in the world, I guess, or like Mississippi, I'm from a really diverse community. So, all my friends have always been black kids.
You're right.
Really, I have black friends, white friends,
right.
I have Asian friends.
Yeah.
I have Hispanic friends, I have Latino friends. Like it just is what it is. That's kind of how it is where I'm from. So to me, going to an HBCU, I was like, super excited because I did the PWI in first school, and I really didn't like it. I couldn't really relate to it. And I went to junior college. A lot of Islanders out there too, and people that like a lot of Latinos were over there, and black people, some white people, not many.
Right.
So I love the diversity of it, and then Temple prides itself on diversity. So to me, that was it didn't have the HBCU culture, but it was like you go to school in North Philly, so you're surrounded by it. So then going to Jackson State, I just looked forward to it. I didn't think anything of it. I was just like, all right, let's do it. I got the opportunity.
Who recruited you? How did that offer come about, bro?
Yeah, so when I was in the transfer portal, I didn't really have much after Temple. After I was a graduate transfer from Temple, and I didn't have much. And then going into August, Coach Rashad, who was the GA a GA wide receiver coach at the time. He reached out to me and gave me the whole pitch. I didn't even think it was real at first because he gave me the whole spiel about Deion Sanders, this and that, and it was all on Instagram.
He slid into your DMs?
Like, that's not. Yeah, his DM me. That's not really how it works. Like, I've never got DM on Instagram by a coach before.
Right.
So I thought it was somebody just like messing with me. Like,
what did he say to you, bro?
Trying to give me some false hope. He just said like they're looking for. They came across my film and my story, and they wanted me to go down there because they're looking for an experienced older quarterback that could kind of help mentor Shedeur.
Oh wow!
And somebody who played a little and who had a different style of play than Shedeur, because they don't want to be like one dimensional. They wanted someone that could be like a little dual threat kind of play, be able to be mobile. Because playing in the SWAC, you have to kind of be a mobile quarterback just because the game speed's pretty fast and there's athletes everywhere.
Right. So I mean, obviously for you, the first initial reaction was, is this a scam? You know what I mean? Is this guy giving me false hopes? But once you found out that, that was for real, and did you hop on a call with him?
Yeah, he actually got me in contact with Coach Pollock.
Okay.
Who was the quarterback coach at the time. That was in the 2021 season.
Okay.
So I was actually supposed to go there then.
Okay.
But because it happened so late, I think they contacted me in like the middle of August. And then by the time I got accepted and enrolled into the school and had my transcript sent over and all that stuff, the NCAA actually didn't let me go.
Dang.
So I spent the 2021 season coaching high school football at one of my old high schools. Back in Jersey and just living at home. Just kind of staying in shape. And then I ended up going in January of 2022 to Jackson State. Right.
And and when you found out that, that's what they're saying, they're like, hey, we want you to kind of be like a mentor, so it's not one dimensional. How did that make you feel?
I liked it because a lot of coaches my career has been kind of crazy just from transferring
Yeah,
around.
sounds like it.
Junior college and walk on, and I had medical red shirt, so I was out of football for about like 2 years, 2 years in a row, and then I missed another season after my junior college. So it was kind of crazy, and a lot of teams, I guess, didn't want to take the time to either get to know me or understand me, and a lot of people could look down upon it. But when they kind of were intrigued by my story and like my knowledge of the game and my character, then for Coach Prime to look for someone to mentor his son, to like be in the same room with his son, I know that they thought very highly of me.
Wow,
because
that's dope, bro.
Like and I'm not really one that I don't like being a backup at all. Like I don't that was a major turnoff for me.
Yeah.
But one thing that they told me was like they need someone that this is exactly what they said. They said we need someone to take the keys of the Lamborghini and be able to ride it just as well, if not better.
Wow.
And I was like, yeah, in football you're always one play away. And for me, I'm in the business, like I always want to get better at whatever I do. Like I feel like being in that environment, learning from Coach Prime, being exposed to those type of people and just a whole new world that like it was like the college football world was almost revolving around Jackson, Mississippi for a short period of time.
Yeah.
And there was so much buzz and hype, and I was like, I just want to be a part of it. It seems like an incredible opportunity. Like, why not go for it all? Instead of playing for like a Division II school or some D3 or some small time Division I school that's going to get their ass kicked. I was like, you know what? You're always one play away. Not that you wish that upon anybody, but like I would be ready, and I know I'd make myself a better football player. Overall.
Yeah, bro. That's such a mature way of thinking of you. You know what I mean? Like, you know, of course, everybody wants to play. Everybody wants to have that opportunity to show out and really show what they're capable of, right? But you saw the bigger picture of surrounding yourself with the best people possible, being a part of a program that's thriving, right? That you could benefit from it too, but also learn from it as well, right? So that's dope of you, bro. So let me ask you this. How was it, you know, mentoring or being around Shedeur Sanders, right? For people who are watching this, I mean, they don't know who Shedeur Sanders is as a person. You're able to not only be around him, but, you know, be his teammate. So tell us how that was like.
First of all, the kid handles the spotlight in the media outstanding, because if you think about it, not many people would be successful or would even like the limelight. Like, he doesn't really ask for the cameras are just always there.
And he's ready?
He asked for Deion Sanders to be his father, but that's his dad. So a lot of people could shell up, or a lot of people wouldn't like it, but he kind of just embraces it. And I think you have to give a lot of credit to him for that. And he's showing up and had a really, really great 2 seasons. And he still has room to grow, still has room to improve, but he knows that. And he knows that. And I think it's important because a lot of kids, just Division I athletes in general, they get to like a certain ceiling, a certain level, and then they kind of like even out or like mellow out. And I don't see that ever happening to him, because of how he's wired and what he's exposed to now too. Like, I don't even know what his life is at Colorado. I still talk to him a little bit, but he knows he's going to play a Power 5 conference now, and
that's crazy what they got going on over there.
So he's gonna turn it up for sure. But to me, Shedeur was like, you know, he has two personalities. Like the people that see him play football, and then there's like the behind the scenes stuff.
How's the behind the scenes?
Yeah, he's funny. He's just loose.
A goofy, goofy guy.
When he wants, he can be goofy.
Yeah,
he can be.
That's dope, bro.
He's a good kid though. He's funny. I mess with him all the time because I was like, I guess I was older than him, so I could do that. Because a lot of kids, you know, they look around, they're like, oh, that's Shedeur Sanders, or like they know he's like the kid, like they know he's got all the sponsorships. He's gonna be on a Super Bowl commercial. I don't see him like that at all. Like, you know, I guess because I was with him every single day. Like, he's really funny, goofy.
That's dope, bro. So what you guys spending a lot of? So you guys were spending a lot of time with each other.
Yeah, that's my boy.
So you guys were spending a lot of time with each other. What have you or him? What have you guys learned from each other, being around each other all the time? And you know, obviously, you know, it's kind of like you mentoring him, you wanting to start. Like, what did you learn out of all this, bro? You know, being around him, Shedeur Sanders.
Oh yeah, I'm not gonna speak on his part because I don't know what he learned from me.
Right.
I just tried to go in there, show up every day, be a good example, Do all the little things correctly as much as I could. Be like the same person every day, and somebody that consistent, because there's a lot of moving parts for him in his life. And if I was in his position, I would want to be. I was trying to be the person that I would want. If it was vice versa, if the roles were switched.
Right. That's that leader talk, bro.
Just keeping him loose. Yeah, and then kind of just keeping him loose a little bit, because I could tell there are some games he would feel tensed up, where there would be a lot going on, and you just got to see in football when you're a quarterback, you just got to see a little, and you'll see a lot. If you see a lot, if you see everything around you, like the crowd and the stands and the cameras, you're not gonna perform at the highest of your level. So me, I would just try and keep him focused, locked in. Little things before the game. We'll be out just let them know where the play clock is. Little things, cause when you're looking up and you're a quarterback and you're looking to see you gotta snap the ball, and he's just been looking around, he doesn't know where the play clock is. Little things like that,
right. But yeah, bro.
Pointers about the coverages. I'll be on the sideline. I was charting the coverages and kind of going over the logistic things about the play calling, and what he sees, what I see. When he comes back to the sideline, I'll try and give them pointers on what their coverages are, what their tell is, what happening on the backside, so I can get an extra eye for him. But yeah, I learned a lot from him, just because of, I think, his nature. He reminded me of myself when I was young. When you get older and you go through a lot of different coaching staffs or a lot of different schools, and some things, it can be tough sometimes, but I saw a lot in him that reminded me of myself when I was younger.
Yeah. What was that, bro? What are 2 or 3 things that you saw?
I think a lot of people gravitated around him, easily. Our team would gravitate around him, and I know they would do that to me as well. Especially when I was younger and when I was starting in all my schools. Right. People would just gravitate towards me, and I noticed that about him, and just try and keep him level-headed was kind of a goal of mine.
Yeah, bro. I mean, you telling me this, bro? You telling me the role that you played? The Super Bowl is going to be happening in about a week from now, and it's going to be the 49ers versus the Eagles, and the Eagles quarterback is Jalen Hurts. And we already know what happened back in college, when Tua Tagovailoa and Jalen Hurts, they were playing in Alabama. They didn't know who was going to be the lead starter because both of them are elite quarterbacks, right? The role that you're playing reminded me of, when Jalen Hurts got benched, you know what I mean? And wasn't starting, right? But he still, took that as the leader role. Yes, you can lead from the front, but also you can lead from the back as well. You know what I mean? So, yeah, bro, just hearing you talk, bro, what I'm getting from this is that what you learned was the detail. You were so detail oriented. You know what I mean? Because it's just like anything. If you're able to teach somebody something, that means you've perfected it or really good at it, right? So that's what I'm getting out of this, right? So, hey, kudos to you, my bro. Kudos. Yes, sir. I love it.
Yeah. So yeah, it was a great opportunity.
Yes, sir. So a lot of people know Jackson, Mississippi. There's a lot of crimes going on there. I mean, was it a scary feeling living there, or did you have your guard up living in Jackson, Mississippi? I know you talked about diversity, but how was it living in Jackson, Mississippi, bro?
Other than the water problem.
Oh,
the water shortage or the dirtiness of the water, that was really the only concern or problem for me living in Jackson. And that was hard. We had times where we had to go 25 minutes to take a shower.
Dang,
go to
you had to deal with that.
We did that for a couple of weeks. Yeah, you couldn't really. There was honestly sometimes where we took a shower and we got out itchy. If we took one at the apartment.
Oh man,
itchy. I was this is weird. So we had to wash off water bottles and stuff, or we would wash our face with water bottles because we didn't want our face to break out or get dirty.
That's crazy.
We didn't drink any tap water when we had to cook. We just cooked with water bottles. So I went through thousands of water bottles. It felt like.
Sounds expensive.
Problem for me.
I hate using plastic water bottles, bro.
I do too, and plastic water bottles already aren't healthy for you. So
yeah,
that was what was annoying towards me. The campus was, I mean, the campus to me seemed pretty safe.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
There was like, you know, it was like kind of secure. There were security officers like figuring out who was going to go in and out, protecting the campus.
Did you feel like you fit in?
A lot of people felt. Oh, sorry. What was that?
I asked, do you feel like you fit in within, Jackson State University?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I have lifelong friends from Jackson State now.
Yeah.
Even if you weren't a football player, it was a pretty tight community.
Uh-huh.
Like there was so many people. I just walk down, like walk on campus, and I'd know at least 5 people.
Okay.
Talk to them, chop it up for a bit. Like I had a lot of friends from there, and the workers like we were cool with like the lawn guys. Like we were always talking to them, chopping it up with them. My favorite people at Jackson State were the lunch ladies.
Lunch ladies?
I missed lunch ladies. Yeah, the ones who used to like work for our football facilities or work on campus.
What about them you miss, bro? Their personality, them feeding you?
Yeah, like they just broke up the day. It's like they're just real people. It's like when you're in football and you're kind of in like a program and you like the outside world's kind of closed off to you, and whenever you saw them, like they automatically put a smile on your face.
That's dope, bro.
Talk to you about something outside of football.
Yeah,
so
that's
like
dope.
I fit in great. Like it was really hard for me to leave. I made a lot of really good friends.
Wow.
Like I had a little army of friends. Like it was like I miss them. I talk to them every day. We're in a group chat. So,
that's dope.
Yeah,
that's dope, bro. Did you get to travel, to Oxford or anywhere outside of Jackson, Mississippi?
No, I never went. I never went to Oxford. I wanted to.
Why not, bro?
I wanted to on the bye week. I wanted to go on the bye week, and the woman who worked the front desk of our building went to Ole Miss, and she was always saying like, "I'll give you tickets if you can go to this game. Like, you gotta go to the game. You gotta go." And I was like, "Look, I always wanted to go to Ole Miss. I always wanted to see Ole Miss, like the land sharks and the uniforms and all that." One of my teammates from Temple actually transferred to Ole Miss.
Nice.
His name's Kenny Yeboah. He played tight end at Ole Miss. He's on the Jets right now. So.
Oh wow.
I followed when he left Temple and went to Ole Miss. I followed his career, and it looked like a good old time.
Yeah,
and I liked watching some of their quarterbacks. I remember Bo Wallace.
Yeah.
Matt Corral. Matt Corral was good. Oh yeah, I know. I mean, AJ Brown. I'm a Philadelphia Eagles fan. I live 15 minutes from the stadium.
Bro,
so
you should have taken the opportunity to come to Oxford, bro. Hey, it's never too late though. You still can come, and I'll show you around, bro.
All right, there you go. It's only because we were in season and I couldn't go in
busy
season. That was the problem.
Yeah, you're always busy. I got it.
Yeah.
But yeah, bro. So you covered what Shedeur Sanders was, as a person, as a teammate. Did you interact with Deion Sanders a lot, or how was that relationship like with y'all?
Yeah, no, Coach Prime was pretty cool. I went there basically without knowing Coach Prime or anything. But
Wait, you didn't know who Deion Sanders was?
No. I didn't talk to him. I had no connection before.
I
was about to say I knew who Deion Sanders was obviously my whole life, but I would always like follow his social media pages and Twitter pages, and long before he was ever a coach in college, he was always putting out his like motivational stuff, and he wasn't as mainstream on social media as most people as he is now.
Right.
The Jackson State thing. But I was always following him, and he was always like served as like a leadership, motivational type of person on social media.
Right.
Me. And I used to love watching his stuff. So that was also a major. Like I played for a lot of head coaches.
Right.
Didn't like all of them.
Mm-hmm.
And I liked some of them, but I knew what to expect, and I was like, this guy is the guy I want to play for, because I could tell like the kind of character and what he stood for and what he preached every day.
Right.
So when I got there, I kind of had an expectation of him, and he like fulfilled the expectation. He looked out for me a lot.
Yeah.
He sent me to Atlanta.
Okay.
To go to a HBCU Black Sports Symposium. That was like sponsored by ESPN. It was like we spent like 4 or 5 days in Atlanta, and he was with me. He did everything, all the activities with me, and I got real close with him there. And I learned a lot from like the business side of football, like outside of football. So he was big on trying to develop you like as like a man, not just for football. And then once the season came, so I had a really good relationship with him. especially like a lot in the off season. I was always talking to him in the off season, this little side talk, like saying what's up, like. And then once the season came, it got harder because it's the season, so I didn't really talk to him as much because it was just like the season. Everyone's locked in doing their stuff, and he had all the media obligations, and then he had like the Amazon Prime TV show that came out. So during the season, it kind of fizzled out a little bit, understandably so.
Dang, that's crazy. Then, so he's the head coach, but he was so busy. That's why, like...
Oh, yeah, he's more than the head coach. He was crazy.
Yeah, bro, like, like I look... I'm an entrepreneur, right? So whenever I look at Deion Sanders, by the way, I have major respect for Deion Sanders because, he transferred to Colorado, Boulder to be the head coach, and he's putting on so many people. You know what I mean? Like, I see him as a leader, right? And when I look at him as a head coach, right, at Jackson State University, he had many other coaches, right? I look at it like the wide receiver coach, quarterback coach, defense coordinator, offense coordinator. I look at it as like a business, right? They're different departments, and Deion Sanders is the head coach. Let's just say like the CEO, right? His goal is to market his players, his corporation, right? And trying to get in, the best opportunities as much as possible, right? So I heavily respect him, bro, and that's really dope that you got to play.
He's a businessman that happens to be a head coach. He invented, like, he was marketing himself before it was like mainstream, like back when he played in the NFL and the MLB.
Right.
Like he's been at the top of the marketing game, so he's been at this for a long time.
So
that's
now
kind of how I looked at him.
I want to hop into the fun part. This is the part that I'm interested to hear about. So you just spoke on, he was marketing himself before marketing was a thing, content creation was a thing, right? We saw Travis Hunter there, right? Creating a YouTube, Twitch, building a community. So did Shedeur Sanders, Shiloh, and many more, right? Did that impact a lot of the players? Did a lot of y'all start creating content, or was that something that was heavily pushed from Deion Sanders and all of them?
It wasn't pushed by Coach Prime towards everybody. It was kind of like, you see your coach doing it, so let's just try and do it too, like for yourself. Like, I think that's kind of like what the mentality was. I think Travis was kind of the first one that I remember doing it, like really going all in for it, and his was obviously a massive success. Man. Then Shedeur followed. Then we had Trayvon Riggins, who was one of the O linemen. He has a really funny one. He was like our team comedian. Really good football player too. He's a tough kid. He would do his, and he did like a little bit more like freelance, like behind the scenes kind of stuff. Right. And then then everybody was like, you know what, there might be something to this. I know there's a couple kids that just started one this year, like Kobe Paul just started his, Antonio Doyle just started his, and this is all YouTube. That's just all I can think of off the top of my head, but it definitely piqued our interest. Like even me, I'm like, okay, when I go overseas, I want to start a YouTube channel because we were all in the atmosphere, we were all in the environment, right? And now we kind of know like how these things work. It was like even if we weren't trying to learn something, we still probably learned something. Yeah. More than the average person that isn't exposed to this type of stuff. Yeah, bro. Like, if you got 10 people around you doing it, you're probably gonna end up doing it, right? Yeah. So that's why it never got in the way of anything either. That's good. Like, that's good. It was like even when we had the whole Amazon Prime series, there like there's cameras there, but you just like it might have been weird for like the first week. Because you just have a camera just in your face and you might start laughing or something. But then again, it's like you lock back in. Right. And it's like the cameras weren't even there. Like I just got used to them. I didn't even think about them anymore after a while. Yeah, like I saw like minor little things. Like for example, whenever you guys did like walk through practices, y'all had y'all's jersey, and behind y'all's jersey, y'all had y'all's Instagram user tag. So I found that interesting. But let me ask you this, bro. How do you feel about NIL deals now that, it's still a new thing, right? But it's, NCAA and college athletes getting paid, all that is conforming. How do you feel about NIL deals? Is that a good thing, bad thing? Well, how do you feel about them? I think it's a fine line. I think it gets a little shaky when it gets into recruiting, like trying to get athletes and athletes just looking for money,
right?
And taking because some programs don't have the boosters to just give NIL deals out to people, or don't have the cash to just do that. So if it gets to a money grab type of situation, it might be the team that has the most money, the best boosters are going to be the ones that get the best players.
Right.
So that's kind of dangerous because it's not really. I mean, if that's what it is, that's what it is. It's a new game. It's just different.
Yeah.
So people are a little afraid of the change, but if that's what it is, that's the monster they created.
Yeah.
But on a smaller scale, I love the idea of the NILs. I think it's just the way of the NCAA getting out of paying players, to be honest, because it's not, none of this money is coming from the NCAA. This is just, this isn't like, I think when it first started, people were trying to be like, all right, these athletes should be getting paid something on top of tuition. It's like a job. You don't have any free time.
It's a job,
NCAA should give some of the revenue of the stadium, ticket sales, merchandise. NCAA got out of that pretty quickly. Pretty genius move, just by saying, you know what, here, go get NIL deals.
Yeah.
Outside of the NCAA with all these other companies, and you can use your name, image, and likeness.
Yeah.
In different ways, just get away from us. So now everyone's kind of, they kind of just do the dog with bone. Now everybody's kind of happy because you can make some scraps now.
Yeah.
And FTX was a company. They actually went bankrupt, but they went bankrupt.
Wow.
But they were our. It was like a cryptocurrency type of deal, and they were our main sponsor at Jackson State.
What?
Yeah. So at Jackson State, they, depending on how many followers you had on Instagram, they'd pay us every month a certain rate. Some kids were getting paid $250, $350. I think their next one was like $550, and then like $1,000, depending on how many followers you had. So everybody had some kind of cash flow if you signed up to it, and if you made 4 story posts, so like 1 story post every week on your Instagram, and you got paid.
How did that brand deal come about? Like, how did Jackson State University or Deion Sanders?
That was the Coach Prime thing. That was, I think, Coach
He was a
Prime
businessman.
Yeah, because they actually had the meeting for it when I was in Atlanta with Coach Prime.
That's crazy.
So they had a meeting on campus. And it was me and 4 of my teammates were in Atlanta, so we all missed the meeting. Right. So I honestly had no idea. They just told me, sign up for this and go ahead and you get paid. And I'm like, okay. So I did it. I don't know the logistics behind it or anything.
Right, for sure. So bro, could you care to dive in more or care to explain, like, what brand deals that came your way that you really liked working with, or, who would you like working with? Could you dive into that?
Yeah, I liked working with every brand because every brand paid me.
Good answer.
It was actually a very easy process. I enjoyed it all. It was really fun. It was new. It was interesting. And it made you feel like a superstar for like 1 Instagram post or something. So it was kind of cool. I liked working with Body Armor.
Okay.
Body Armor was pretty cool. It was funny because back in high school, Body Armor put me on their page and I couldn't get compensated for it. And I was mad. I was like, how are they going to post me on their page with a Body Armor drink? Like, it was me taking a drop back pass and then the Body Armor thing was like right there. And then I messaged them about it, and then they gave me this Body Armor deal. And I just had to post the picture of me holding a Body Armor bottle and do a little caption. So I enjoyed Body Armor.
So Body Armor wasn't for the whole team or anything like that. It's because you got that opportunity to be featured in there. And when you got to Jackson State University, y'all started working something out. Is that right?
Yeah.
Wow.
So you had to market yourself. Not everybody, like I did a lot of work in NILs just trying to market myself because there was opportunities there.
Did it get too much? Did it become like a too much thing where it's like, oh my God, this is starting to be like, I already have a job of being a football player and a student, and now I got to do NIL stuff? Was that too much for you?
No.
Yeah.
Never that. Not for me, it wasn't, because it was something I looked forward to. I knew there was an opportunity.
That's good.
But I had, what else did I have? I'm drawing a blank. Champ Leads was the one I just did the trading cards with. Okay. It's like a limited edition. So hopefully I can keep something rolling with them.
Nice.
Into going overseas and maybe doing another card for Jackson State or something.
Yeah.
I had NIL deals with. Oh my God, I'm drawing a blank. I had a bunch.
Who would you like to work with? Let me ask you that. Two to three companies you would like to work with.
Well, considering now that I'm going overseas, and hopefully if I get into the big league, I can get a big brand, some kind of big brand that can market like a professional quarterback in Europe. So something that's different. Like obviously everybody's dream is to do like Under Armour, Nike, Adidas. Right. I would love to do that. But
go ahead, shoot one out, man. Manifest it. Go ahead. Which one?
Yeah, pick. I would love that. That would be crazy.
Which one would it be? Under Armour, Nike, Adidas? Which one would you like to work with?
I think I'd go with Adidas.
Adidas, okay.
Because Adidas kind of, for the reason I say that is because I know Adidas is big in soccer, and they do a lot of the European soccer leagues and stuff like that, and they market kind of towards soccer players, and they don't really. They do football, but I think they'd be the most willing to do it if I was overseas, just because. They're the most active overseas, other than like the big names, like Cristiano Ronaldo's with Nike. He's really the only soccer player that pops in my mind. I don't know soccer that much, but I would love to do it with Adidas. Who else would I want to do it with? I'd want to do it with an airlines company.
You smart, bro. You smart.
I always want to do it with like American Airlines, Spirit, even Spirit. I'll do it with Spirit Airlines. I fly Spirit all the time. So shout out to Spirit Airlines.
Shout out to Spirit.
Yeah, that's my go-to flight because it's cheap flights. But if I can get free flights somewhere, like even to get my family coming out to see me, just a free flight, that's clutch.
Yes, sir. Let me ask you this, bro. For people who don't know how NIL deals work, I mean, of course, you sign a piece of paper, you market them, and you get paid. I mean, could you like explain to the viewers like how NIL deals work? Like, do you get paid like quarterly? Is it monthly, weekly? Like, those type of details right there.
Yeah, usually you get paid just based off of like if you do like an Instagram post, you'll get paid like right on the spot through whatever kind of app you use. You just have to do it and then post the app, and then send it back or post the picture to the app, and then they get the verification that you completed the deal basically, and then they'll send you the cash. It's very easy. There's a lot of different sites where you can go on. I use Mogul and I use Open Doors. Those are the two apps that I would use. And you basically make a bio, a resume of yourself, and you can apply. It's like applying to a job. You just click a button, press apply. If the company likes you, they'll contact you and give you the details of what you have to do to complete the deal. And it's actually really easy. They make it very fast and very simple.
Okay. And also, Matthew, what I'm gonna do is this one's coming to an end. I'm gonna send you another invite link, and 5 more minutes of the interview and we'll be done. Okay?
Got yeah.
All right, bet, bro. I'm about to send you a link right now.
All right, got you.
Bye, bro.
Yo.
All right, bro. We back. So yeah, bro. I mean, let me ask you this. So a couple more questions, and we'll wrap it up. But do you suggest athletes to create content? I mean, we posted something with Dennis Collin, and we posted some controversial things on our page, and I was basically saying like, hey, you need to take opportunity of your stardom, right, and the position that you're in, and create content, right? And some people in the comments were saying, at the end of the day, they're football players or they're athletes, they're students, they're already busy as it is. If they wanted to be a full-time content creator, then they would make content. I mean, do you agree? Do you disagree? How do you feel about athletes making content?
I think it depends. I think there's a lot of content that just comes with being an athlete. And if you can use it and leverage it, you're going to do something good for yourself, and you're going to have a good image. As long as it doesn't get in the way with your academics or your athletic performance or your distraction to your team, anything like that, just go for it. I think everybody should. I mean, you have the opportunity to make content. You're something that you're passionate about and you're good at, and you can make some money and kind of create like a little legacy for yourself. And you know, sometimes you got to be your own biggest cheerleader, because sometimes nobody's gonna do it for you.
For sure.
So I don't see anything wrong with it, as long as you're not being a detriment to your team, basically, or your academics. Because I mean, you have to keep showing up and showing out and performing at a high level. And if it's too much for you to handle, then either scale back, or you might just not be suited for it. And that's okay, because you're gonna be suited for something else. But, I think it's important to be educated on it first, instead of just jumping in and just doing something. I think you have to talk with your compliance. You can't break any rules. You have to be open and honest in all the communication, because if you break a rule, then you're gonna ruin your eligibility, and they don't mess around with that type of stuff. So
okay, that's a good advice right there for people, you know, or even athletes even. So you know, with your former teammates, a lot of your former teammates, coaches, staffs heading over to Colorado, how do you think they're going to be doing this year? And you already know, you know, they got Travis Hunter over there, and they got Cormani, right? The two number one cornerbacks back to back. How do you feel about, you know, their whole clique, their whole gang that they got going on?
Oh, it's definitely a gang. I'll say undefeated national champs, Colorado.
Man, I'm excited to see them play.
That would be crazy. That would be crazy if they could do that in the first year. No, I think they're gonna be. I think they're gonna be tested. Yeah. I think it's gonna be good for them. I think it's gonna be great for them. I think they're gonna have a great foundation. I think they have so many things that they have at Colorado, at least for the Jackson State guys and the coaching staff. They're gonna have such a, like, the Power 5 level and all the resources that they have and the facilities. They're just gonna be able to take their game to the next level. And at the end of the day, football is just football. So a lot of people are saying, you know, they're coming from the SWAC, going to play, and, you know, I think they open up with TCU next year, just in the national championship. Football is football. I think they have the players put in place. I think they have the coaching staff put in place. I mean, even their offensive coordinator was the head coach at Kent State. And Kent State had a really good offense. And I actually had some friends that played for that program, so I think that they're going to be really electric on offense. I think it's going to be hard to throw the ball against them. So I think teams are going to try and out muscle them. I think that's going to be their mentality. But I don't know.
I mean, they got equipped resources, man. They got resources on resources. I'm excited to see them ball, man.
Yeah, a lot of, you know, like, they didn't have the resources before. All these other schools always did have the resources. So yeah, I think they're going to have a lot of really good, fun, entertaining games they're going to be a part of. For sure. I don't think they're ever going to be out of a game, put it that way. I play them all 4 quarters. Yeah, bro.
So let me ask you about this. So congratulations to Jackson State University on this past season that you guys have had. You guys went undefeated, right, for the first time in the program history, right?
Yeah. Undefeated, almost undefeated.
So that's what I want to talk about. You guys got to the championship and lost to, what was the team that you guys played?
Yeah, North Carolina Central. They're the MEAC champions.
What happened, bro? Like, could you dive in a little bit to that? How did it go from undefeated season, and when you guys got to it, you guys couldn't finish it off strong? What have happened, do you think?
Well, the MEAC is a great conference. I think the MEAC, the champion of the MEAC has won. I think this might be the fifth game in a row they beat the SWAC opponent in the Celebration Bowl. They have really good players. They were a very functional program. Like, they were very disciplined throughout the entire game. They just played better than us. Straight up. They had a better game, less errors. They sustained drives, but I'm so happy about my team for fighting back. Yeah. We dominated pretty much every single opponent we played. No games were really that close. And when we got down, we literally took the game into overtime. We fought to the very last play. So, I think it said a lot about our team coming together. We knew our coach was leaving and going to Colorado.
Do you think that was a distraction? Do you think that played a part a little bit?
Inside of our building, it wasn't a distraction.
Okay.
Inside of our building, it wasn't. And And I think that's just because our team was super tight. Like, that was the closest team I've ever been on.
Wow.
Like, just we all truly like playing with each other and playing for each other. And if anything, it was kind of like we knew, like, it wasn't a distraction, but it was like we knew this was our last game together. We knew, like, it was never going to be another Jackson State team like this one was. And,
right.
It made it more emotional, I think, after the game when we lost, because we knew it was like, they're going to Colorado right now. Like, some kids are going back to Jackson. Some kids are flying home. We're not going to see a lot of it. Like,
kind of an end of an era, you think?
Yeah, it was. And it almost like we wanted it even more because we knew it was going to be over. So I don't think it was a distraction at all. I think people had mixed feelings about it. Yeah, mixed emotions about it. But like, our practices didn't change. Our like, you know what I'm saying? Like, none of that changed. Like, there's a lot of kids that were like, it was hard to accept. It was hard to stomach. But it was what it is, what it is, and it's a business. And a lot of people took it bad. A lot of kids on my team took it bad, but it didn't change how we came, and our love for, like, Jackson State, and, you know, we wanted to finish the season. Yeah, for sure. Undefeated. Like, we didn't go 12 games, and just because our coach is leaving, right? Like, it's gonna change anything. Like, for sure. It's a business, and we all knew that.
So with Deion Sanders and a lot of your former teammates going to Colorado, now that Coach Taylor is the head coach for Jackson State University, you know, how do you think that's going to go about? How do you think that the Jackson program will be now that a lot of the key components have left Jackson State University?
Well, Coach Taylor, he's like born and bred Jackson State. He played at Jackson State, and people don't understand about Coach Taylor either. Is like, he played for the Patriots. He got invited to the Patriots camp, so he played with Bill. He was like under Bill Belichick for a little short time. Wow. You know, there's still a lot of pieces that are returning. And there's still a lot of players that are on that team that are extremely talented that might not be heard of because of the talent that we had in front of them, or the way that their season unfolded. Yeah. But there's a lot of firepower at wide receiver, names you never even heard of. Those kids are nasty. Wow. Our running back room is deep. I mean, a lot of people know Savion Wilkerson because I think he had 1,000 yards back-to-back seasons, one at Delaware State and one at Jackson State. He's going to come back and do his thing. And then we have 4 other running backs that can carry the rock. Right. And run the ball very well. I don't know about the quarterback position because it's a brand new quarterback room besides my boy Grayson, who I know if he got his opportunity, he'd make the most of it. Yeah. And he's been there. He was with Coach Prime, and he is the only quarterback left on the roster. Okay. So he can be dangerous, a pocket passer. And our team has a lot of confidence in him, and he was primarily doing like all the signals last year, and he's very smart, very accurate, and he has a strong arm. So if he's the one that takes over, I think Jackson State can be right back in that celebration bowl. All right, let's get it. Let's see what they're about. But yeah, there's a lot, like, defense is coming back. Yeah, no, it's gonna be good. I'm excited to watch them play, to be honest. And, I think it's going to be a successful season for them. Let me ask you this, bro. I know we talk about Deion Sanders, you know, the Sanders sons, but there's one person in particular that, you know, doesn't get talked a lot about that plays a really key component within Deion Sanders as well, and that was his son, Deion Sanders Jr. I know that he was doing a lot of the marketing, right, for Deion Sanders. Was he doing it for any of the teammates or you know, the players or anything? I mean, any marketing that was from Coach Prime is technically a reflection of us in a way. So he was doing it for our whole team. Wow. He was always there. He would do like the one that sticks out to me is when we went to play in Florida. We played at Jacksonville Jaguars Stadium against Bethany Cookman. And I know he went around to like all the players and did like a little short interview, like asking like what it means to be playing in an NFL stadium, type of stuff like that. So he was definitely for the team. Yeah. He be hustling, man. I noticed him. Yeah, for sure. He's a hidden gem.
Yeah.
But no, he was. There are some funny things that went on in our season, and he was always there filming it, and I would like look over at him, and like we'd be the only ones that like caught it, and we just had to start laughing. But before all of our games, the night before all of our games, he would always put together like a little like a highlight video from the previous game,
right? And
just to fire us up, and he'd put like some movie clips in there,
yeah,
some good audio, good visuals,
yeah.
And it was like us just destroying the team from the week before. So he did a lot for the team, and he would get everyone pretty pumped up.
That's dope, bro. So Deion Sanders Jr., he was recording a lot with his phone. He was probably doing some behind the scenes like editing and whatnot. But I believe he had another cameraman with him as well. Is that right?
Yes. I don't know how they're related. His last name is Sanders too.
Yeah, I noticed that.
I'm not sure. He wasn't there nearly as much. He was just kind of there on like game days and stuff. And I think that was his YouTube channel, his videographer. So there's like 2 levels of videographers, and then I believe that he was Travis's videographer for his YouTube channel.
Right.
So that was like the mutual connection. I think Travis got the one who was videotaping Deion Jr. And Travis's videographer was that guy.
Right.
I don't really know who he was.
Yeah, so it was just only 2 of them, basically marketing for Jackson State University football program.
And there was we had the pregame show, which is Neely, and Neely would do a lot of the behind the scenes stuff. It was kind of both of them.
Okay.
But there was a lot of I know like ASAP Visuals was another really effective person in our program who probably was honestly my favorite content was ASAP Visuals. I love his camera work. It was really cool.
He's a dope guy.
Yeah, all that stuff. I loved his stuff, and I think he just announced that he's coming back to Jackson State, which is huge for their program.
Wow.
But then there was so many just like students, like volunteer students who would do freelance stuff. And people were always showing up, and I would get DMs from so many people, just pictures and videos, and like there was a whole army that would go into Jackson State football. Everybody wanted a piece of Jackson State football. Like I never had this many pictures or videos of myself in my whole entire football career, and I got more in this 1 year. So
I love it, bro.
There was definitely a lot of people that played part in our success and like the media takeover that we had.
Yeah.
The last 2 seasons.
Well, yeah, bro. Well, hey, before I let you go, man, last question, and this is for you. As the new year, it's February 3rd, 2023. What are 2 to 3 New Year's resolutions of yours that you want to achieve this year?
I don't even make New Year's resolutions, to be honest.
Well, yeah, I know. It's a little cheesy, right?
No, because I really don't. Because I got away from it because I just try to keep... all right, so here, I guess this is a New Year's resolution. Just every day find something to do that is beneficial to my mind and my body. So if that's eating healthy food, that's something I try and do every single day. Okay. If I have to read or watch film or do something where I'm trying to set myself up for the future, that's something that I'll try and do. I always want to be productive every single day. Yeah. I try not to even look at a big picture anymore because in my life there's been so many variables that have changed and so many things that I've planned for that just haven't happened. And like, I never knew I was going to play for Jackson State. When last January, I drove on January 18th on New Year's Day, and like that whole week, I didn't even know I was going to be in Jackson, Mississippi. Damn. So like, crazy. I don't really plan for things anymore. I just want to develop myself and keep moving in the right direction. Really with everything I do, like like mind, body, spirit, like all that type of stuff. For sure. Okay. That's kind of my one resolution, and then there's a lot of variables that fall into that. Just staying organized, giving myself to-do lists, checklists, getting my body moving, trying to get out of breath every day, sweating. Yeah. That's good, bro. So you're not playing ball or anything right now as of the current moment, right? No, I'll be going in like a month overseas. Wow.
Okay. Well, have you been preparing and you've been practicing and whatnot?
Yeah, I gave myself a little bit of time off, and right after the season, so just because my body was kind of feeling it a little bit.
Yeah.
And then I moved back. I went back to Jackson. I moved my stuff out of the apartment. I just got back home and drove, and now I got like I got my journals, my workout routines that I've started like 3 days ago, just to get my body back to where it needs to be.
Yeah,
so
bro.
I'll be throwing this weekend for the first time since probably middle of first week of January. So
man, well, brother, man. Good luck to you within your journey. You know what I mean? Your new journey over in Europe. I hope you freaking kill it. I hope you learn as much as possible, make extreme connections, and freaking kill it in anything that you do. So those are my wishes for you. And I really appreciate the time to hopping on here and telling us some things, some insight scoops that the viewers could listen to. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, bro. Thanks for your energy. Thanks for giving me the opportunity to come talk to you. I loved all the questions. It was pretty fun.
I appreciate you, Matthew. Well, hey, bro, that's it. What are you about to do for the rest of the day?
Oof. I don't know. Probably take my dog outside, take him for a walk or something. I already got my work in this morning.
Okay.
I'm starting a little job next Monday. I had to work yesterday and the day before, so I kind of have some free time. I might play some Madden.
Okay.
Hang out with the family.
I love it.
Yeah.
Okay, bro. Well, hey, man, make that bread, spend time with loved ones, and have a blessed day, okay, my brother?
Thanks, yes, bro. Sir. Likewise.
Yes, sir. Peace out. See you, bro.